you're talking about touring again and giving the album to the people, so to say. Has your audience changed a lot over the last couple of years?
It's a real mixture, really. I mean, I think it's, when I look out, I mean, I see people my age who've grown up with my music, which is a fantastic thing. But I also see, it really is like, I see a lot of young kids, there's a lot of sort of 16-year-olds, and it's kind of everyone in between, really, 20-somethings, 30-somethings. It's kind of real pan-generational, I'd say, really. It's a mixture of all sorts of people.
Do you consciously try to get new people, to get new young people to your
Well, I don't know how you would consciously do that, you know. So I don't know if I consciously do that, but I'm very glad when it does happen, because it just adds a new blood, a new lifeblood to everything, you know, and it keeps it relevant, it keeps it ongoing, really. I think it helps as well, because even though I play some old songs in my set, obviously, I do some of my old songs, and but it's not a nostalgia show, you know. It's not like you come to see a greatest hits show. I'm always playing the new stuff with old stuff, you know, and it's so, I would hope, and it certainly feels like it's still relevant, you know.
Yeah, I was asking because the line between the artist and the fans have become shorter and shorter through the internet. You can communicate directly, but you don't seem to do that too much, do you?
I don't know.
Why not?
It's just not something that really interests me, you know. I just sitting at home, I'm tapping away, like, you know, I've got better things to do than that, man. My life's too busy to do that stuff, really. But it's a relatively new thing, isn't it? I mean, I liked it when all the people that I liked when I was a kid, man, they didn't do that. They were, perhaps they were too removed sometimes, but there was also an air of mystery that I liked as well. It's like the same thing about, you know, people know how a track's made now. You can have a webcam in the studio and you can see exactly how the track forms. But I'm not interested in that. I like to hear the magic of the finished thing, you know. I don't really care how you made it. I just want to hear what it is. So I think there's too much information, and I think it's, I can see on one level it's good and it's probably interesting for people, but I think it also demystifies and takes away some of the magic as well. And I think that's kind of, for me, is missing a little bit as well.
But still there is a Paul Weller Facebook page and a Twitter
I'm sure there
account.
is, yeah. I'm sure there is.
But you have nothing to do with that?
No.
And you don't want to?
I don't know. This is my space.
Yeah, because you said you are about living in the here and now, so I thought, well, Paul Weller will get along with the stream.
You know, I'm sure there's good things about it, man, you know, and I don't know enough about it to really criticise it. I can see there's good things about the communication element, and there's a lot of shitty, rubbish things about it which are no use to anyone, and just take up people's time, and I think are there to distract us from what's really happening in the world. And but you know, it's like any technology. There's good things, and you take the good things from it and discard the rubbish, you know, like anything.
How has the fact that there's so much information about everything and people can listen to all the music they want, download it, whatever, how has that impacted your career?
Well, I mean, I think it's impacted everyone's career to some extent, because people don't pay for the music quite as readily, you know. People who can just take a track for nothing, which I think is just rubbish, really. I mean, it's just, I don't get that at all. Because it's like saying my art's worthless and here, I have it for nothing, you know. If you ask me to make this chair for you or build that camera, I want paying for it, which is fair enough, you know. So why shouldn't an artist or a musician be, you know, accepted the same way? But what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought.
How did it impact your career?
Yeah, but I think it's great. You know, it's again, right. Listen, it's great that there's so much access to music, but it also lessens its impact as well, because there's so much and it's so easily available. It's a flick of a switch. There isn't that same thing of having to go out and search a record down and finding this holy grail. You're after this record for months or weeks or years even until you finally get hold of it. And they're important cultural landmarks especially when you're younger. You know, I can remember spending ages trying to track down a record, and you finally get it and just so happy with finding that thing. But I think you've got so much choice and so much access but it also lessens its effect, I feel, as well. It's important, you know. And I think also, you know, I notice it with my own kids as well. There's so many other things to distract you, you know. Music, I think it's fair to say that music's kind of lessened its importance for a lot of people as well, because there's so many other things, there's so many other medias and stuff, you know. When I was a lad, but when I was younger, it was only football and music, that was it. You had your band that you're into, and you had your football team, and those two things helped define who you were. If I said to someone I like this team and this band, they kind of know straight away, they'd know straight away what I was into. But it's not really like that, is it? It's just, there's so much to be, there's so much other stuff going on, you know.
But for you, it's still about the band and the football team.
Totally, man, yeah. But that's because I come from that time, you know, and I guess I will always have that culture, that will always mean something to me, you know.